Welcome to LOPEC 2021, LOPEC Talk 2021, with our first live seminar this year. We want to give you some ideas about how LOPEC in a few weeks will look like as an online event. And welcome to this event. This will be recorded. It will be the people which have not seen it now live. They can also watch it later on the website. But I want to jump now in the program. First of all, welcome from my side. My name is Wolfgang Mildner. I'm the General Chair of LOPEC, and I would love to welcome you, of course, live in a few weeks in Munich. But of course, this cannot happen. And we are proud and thankful and appreciate that Messe Munich has helped us to build a platform, an online platform, so that we at least can welcome you digital. And with this, I want to introduce to you Falk Sänger. He is Managing Director of Messe Munich. And of course, also he wants to welcome you to this event.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mildner, for your kind introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Messe München, I would like to welcome you to this LOPEC web seminar today. You are curious probably what LOPEC 2021 will look like, and yes, indeed, you should. With the LOPEC on-site, you know what to expect. Exhibitor booths with presentations of products and the full conference program. You can also expect to network and to make new acquaintances. So how do we fit all of this into an online format? To be honest, an online event cannot replace a physical event. This is something that surely we have all learned in the past year. Nevertheless, it was very important to us to offer the printed electronics industry a business platform to network, to learn, and to get inspiration. We want to inspire innovative solutions and encourage cooperation. Because in these times, working together and staying connected is more important than ever. In this web seminar, we want to show you how this platform will look like. You will learn how to navigate through the platform, where to find the conference stages, where to find the online exhibition, how to contact exhibitors, speakers, and fellow participants, and what exhibitor profiles look like. We believe by making yourself familiar with the platform in advance, you will get the most out of your participation in 2 weeks from March 23rd to 25th. But first, I'm looking forward to Mr. Mildner, to Professor Fachetti and Professor Gelinck, who will give us a sneak peek into some of the conference highlights. Thank you very much and see you virtually at LOPEC 2021. And now I pass back the microphone to Mr. Mildner again.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I would like to give you now a short overview of how we want to present to you these highlights. This is the agenda for today. So you already heard the words of welcome from my side and Falk Sänger. We will then turn to the conference highlights. I think that's, of course, what we think is most important to see that the content of LOPEC is still relying on that what you have sent into to us. It's based on the call for papers, and we have received a very nice number of papers, and we've tried to put it in a program which is very condensed. But you're used to the structure of the conference, and we use the same elements, and we will go through that. And we'll give you highlights on plenary, business conference, short courses, technical and scientific conference. And of course, then we will take a look at how can you all see that and how does the platform look like. Lena Haushofer will give us this introduction. And finally, we will also show one of the examples of exhibitors, and what better than the OEA as one of the exhibitors of LOPEC will then show more about what will be part of the platform. And not forget about that. We will also, of course, answer question and answers. If you have some questions, you can just put it in the Q&A section. You can type it in and use the chat function there, and we will try to answer it at the end of today's agenda. So let's move to the conference. And I think one of the things I would like to give you as an introduction is, from LOPEC, we try to cover all the big world of flexible hybrid printed electronics, how we call it. But we also want to focus on the topics where there is most activities. And you see, these are the areas we've selected for LOPEC 2021 as the focus topics area. And one is mobility. And I don't want to go in the technical detail, but you can look it up. It's on the website. And the other topic is smart living. What I would like to point you out is the small symbols. We will recognize these symbols later on as part of the conference program. So you see, there is some focus topics which are touched by some of the speakers, but you will also see that as part of the exhibition so that you are navigating to the focus areas also by these symbols, and you get help by that. So let's move into the program. And of course, you can't see it. Probably can't read it, I would say. You can see it. You can recognize some colors, but what you can imagine is it's a similar structure than we use for a typical LOPEC. And that is what I want to say is really we try to condense all this in a program in 3 days, which is nearly impossible with about 200 talks. But what is available, and even if we see that meeting not in real is not nice, but having it online and having it not only as a live talk, but also as a pre-recorded talk, as a stream talk, it's available for not only during time of LOPEC, but even 6 weeks after. You can look at these talks and look at them even at time zones which are different to the European time zone. So much more comfortable here for this very condensed program, and also for the parallel sessions. You can look at them even if they are overlapping. You can look at them at the right time, which is convenient for you. Let's move into the program. And I don't want to go in all the details. I just want to highlight some of the things which we've pointed out. And these are, for instance, highlights out of the plenary session. You will recognize here that it's not only really you find these symbols, which I just explained for all the talks, symbols which really are recognized by the speakers. They talk about mobility, they talk about smart living subjects, and they talk about aspects like commercialization, about the challenges there. And Robert Weiss, for instance, from the Schreiner Group of Germany, will talk about this. But we also talk about new generation products, new generations of wearables, for instance. And we also talk about what the big guys, the Googles of the world, what do they think they can do with printed electronics? So also there, Google will talk at LOPEC. And then we will take also a look in the future. John Rogers, I invited him several times, and now he found time to talk at LOPEC, to talk about the next big thing, how soft skin interfaced electronics will move and be used as one element of future printed electronics. So you see a real international program from Europe, from the US, even from Luxembourg. Alan Schumacher will talk as one of the big players of printed electronics, and maybe you are sitting on one of their products already in your car. So I don't want to go in all details. You see it's continued, this continued conference highlights. So we have people from China talking, Dr. Shanlin Liang. He is the one asked us 3 years ago. He told us in 3 years we will have printed displays. Now let's see what they have. And we have several more examples here. What I want to direct you also is these are parts of the plenary session. So this is, of course, also part of the conference ticket. But if you are an attendee and you just want to have a preview of what can I expect from these plenary talks, there is also an open plenary session for the first time. So Stan Farnsworth will give us a free available talk, which is then, of course, also available to stream all the time. He talks about, he's the chair of OEA as well, and he is also talking about innovation and also innovation during COVID times. So that's the highlights of the plenary session. And of course, that's not the only highlights. And business conference, it talks about the business aspects of printed electronics, enhances this view. And also there you see very interesting talks going through the different views of how to do business with flexible chips, but also to do business with display technology and printed electronics as really also a question of, is it really applying to the circular economy and how does it apply? And also we will touch this aspect in the business conference. So, and not to forget the most important thing for young startups, the question of intellectual property. So all these will be touched in the conference, in conference highlights. And I want to thank, especially here in this case, Michael Correll. He is the chair of the business conference. He has given us his advice on how the business conference, how the invited talks should be talked, and he has selected the other talks. He could not be here today, but of course I want to thank him for this. We have also, for the people who really want to dive deep, we have also short courses available. This will be also available on the first day. And you see also there, we are touching the various aspects of printed electronics, from wearables to smart textiles, and even injection molded structure and functional molded structures will be touched by the various talks. So this is the highlights which I want to introduce, and short courses is of course headed by Jukka Hast. Also my appreciation and thanks go also out to him, as he is session chair of this. For the next two parts, the technical and scientific conference, I'm proud that we have the chairs of this part, the technical conference, with us. And Gerwin, you are the technical chair. You should have been already last year, the first time. Now it's really the first time where you are heading this technical conference. What are your highlights?
Well, thank you, Mr. Mildner. I think also this year we look forward to a very densely packed technical conference. Together with 13 session chairs, we compiled a long list of talks, and I think together these talks represent a fair, a good overview of the world of flexible printed and hybrid electronics today. We're very happy to welcome a number of leaders in the field. Now, for the sake of time, we could select only 5 highlights. So that was with a little bit pain in my heart. But here you see the number of highlights for some of the sessions. So we are very happy to have Mr. Thomas from Audi, who will give us a presentation on what OLED technology can do in terms of lighting, but also in terms of communication in and around the car. We're very happy to have Mr. Cazes from Novares, who will talk about interfaces and user interfaces, again, in the interior of the car. Then moving slightly away from mobility, we are very happy to have Mr. Potirello from GE, from the US, who will talk about flexible printed gas sensors. And then on the first day, there are at least a number of talks which I look forward to. One of them from Innovation Lab, Mr. Kaiser, who will talk about flexible and printed sensors for occlusion for the dental market. a completely different domain, but we see very nice things happening in the combination of technology and clothing. And we're very happy to have Marina Toeters to present her work. And then finally on this highlight list, we look forward again to a talk more on the mobility theme about using large area transparent conducting electrodes from Mr. Hunger. This is just a selection of the talks that will be given. For a complete overview, of course, I welcome you to have a look at the website of the LOPEC conference. And with that, I would like to give the word back to you, Mr. Mildner.
Thank you, Professor Gelinck. And isn't it interesting to see that even fashion technology and printed electronics are teaming up to see if there is a new world? Yeah, let's move on. Thank you, first of all. And yes, it, of course, is a headache to sort out a few talks from the more than 181 which are available. And we are now moving to the next part of the conference. And you know that with LOPEC, we are trying to bridge the gap between the business and the scientific world, and of course with the technology in the middle right now. And this is the part where Professor Antonio Fachetti is responsible for. He is the chair of the scientific part of the LOPEC conference. And of course, what are your highlights? A similar question. What are your highlights for this conference?
Thank you, Wolfgang. At LOPEC, we are going to have a very exciting scientific conference as well, which comprises about 38 oral presentations with 5 invited speakers, as well as 12 posters. On Wednesday, we are going to, March 24, we are going to have 7 oral sessions with 20 oral presentations, as well as 1 poster sessions. 2 sessions are going to be dedicated exclusively at developing formulations as well as methodologies for printing metal inks. These talks are going to be primarily given by industrial speakers. So it gives you the flavor how important is this technology, not only from the fundamental scientific points, but also how they can be used then. We are going to also have 3 speakers the first day. The first one is going to be Daira Baran from CAU. And she's a leader in solution processing, organic as well as hybrid material for a number of optoelectronic devices, organic solar cells, smart windows, thermoelectrics, different type of sensor technology, particularly biosensors. So all of these devices need electrical contacts to operate. So she's going to discuss not only recent fabrication and methodology to fabricate some of these photovoltaic device. He's going to focus on photovoltaics, but also discuss about the fabrication of organic solar cell using ITO-free contacts, particularly formulating PDO-PSS and being able to inkjet printing. And this enables cells to be much more mechanically flexible and sustain mechanical stress. The second speaker is going to be Professor Hui Huang from the University of Chinese Academy of Science. His group does a synthetic methodology, so this is a chemistry talk. And what he's going to discuss is about the synthesis chemistry to develop organic small molecules and polymers which combine solution processability, which is essential for printing, but also planarity, conformational planarity, which enables the molecule to transport carrier very, very efficiently. So this chemistry is called intramolecular lock. So very interesting talk. The third invited speaker is going to be Professor Argavala from Aarhus University. And she's working mostly on direct printing and 3D printing methods for flexible electronics and particularly bioelectronics. And in her presentation, she will focus on developing biocompatible materials, for example, hydrogels, and a way to print them, so formulating them and as well as printing. And also she's going to present some prototypes of her project applied to the healthcare session. The second day of March 25, we are going to have 6 oral sessions with 18 oral presentations. and one poster session with a few posters. Here again, we are going to have 2 sessions. We are going to be dedicated exclusively to the printing of optoelectronic devices. So printing devices, which comprises solar cell, some example of biosensors, transistors, so different flavor, but devices fabricated by printing. And here we are going to also have 2 invited speakers. The first one is Professor Gang Wang from Danghua University in China. And he has a unique way to create material and then fabricate fibers. He did a great work on optical fibers, but now he's using semiconducting fibers where he uses polymer and is able to wrap them up, and then using this fiber as a conducting elements for different type of human-machine interface communication. The last speaker of the day is going to be Professor Liu from National Taiwan University in Taiwan. And his group does processing, materials processing, and he has a unique way to deposit semiconducting film using shear technique. And by using shear force, you are able to orient the molecules in a certain direction. And really, this helps to promote charge transport. So basically, by making devices by spin coating, which is the conventional way, by shear, and instead of using shear printing, you can enhance the performance, 20, 100 folds in terms of charge transport. So we are going to have 2 very exciting days, and I hope you're going to be connecting with us. Thank you. And I give the talk to Wolfgang.
Thank you, Antonio. Thank you very much. And I think now you understand how excited we are about this program, about the on one hand, the depth of the program, really deep down in science, but really also the youngest examples, youngest state-of-the-art examples for technology. But we will also see products. And finally, I think the question is, you heard, it's live, it's also available on stream. The question is, how will that all be transported? How does it look like? How can I work with the platform, and how does it finally look and feel, and how can we operate that? And to answer this question, I would ask Lena on the stage, Lena Haushofer. She's our director from the Messe Munich, and she will give us now an introduction of how the platform looks like and how to operate this platform. Thank you. Please.
Yeah, thank you, Wolfgang, for handing over, and also to give insights into the highlights of LOPEC conference. Well, visitors can definitely look forward to an exciting program at LOPEC 2021. And good afternoon, and a warmly welcome also from my side. I would like to give you an insight into the event platform with LOPEC 2021 as an online event with all areas. And I directly jump into the Congress part. The previously mentioned highlights from the Congress, as well as, of course, the other 180 Congress presentations, can be accessed in 2 ways during the event. All attendees with a conference ticket will have access to the conference stage and the conference on demand area, as well as the exhibitor area and also the poster presentations. This slide you just see shows an expert from the start page of the event platform, which takes the attendee to the conference program and the conference stage. Well, under the menu point program, all participants get an overview of the extensive LOPEC conference program of the 3 days, which is listed according to the Congress modules and their color code. The plenary session just mentioned by the chairs will open the respective Congress day at 9 o'clock. By clicking on the corresponding sessions, the participants will receive more information about the presentations. Well, if the participant wants to watch a Congress module live, he or she will get an overview of all live streams of the LOPEC conference sorted by days and modules via the program item conference stage. The plenary session will be streamed on all stages, and on the example of the first day, there will be 2 stages where the Congress will be streamed live. And clicking on the conference stage the window with the live stream opens, where the moderators can be seen live from the studio in Munich, moderating the speakers' presentations, interacting with the session chairs, and discussing with the session speakers and chairs in a Q&A session after the presentations. So all participants are invited to use the chat during the live conference and to interact directly with the speakers. The chat will be visible to all attendees and is public. And the live button, which you can see here on the right side, it's an orange button, will also be displayed on all pages of the event platform, allowing you to access the live stream currently taking place at any time. If attendees miss a presentation in the live stream or are unable to attend due to time zones, all presentations are available for viewing in the conference on demand area. Presentations will be unlocked once they have taken place on the conference stage. So for each presentation, attendees can decide whether they want to watch it live or on demand. And we generally recommend, of course, participating in the live stream, as this allows the interaction with the speakers during the Q&A session. And all presentations will be continue available on demand also for 6 weeks after the event. Yeah, these were the 2 areas that are only accessible with a Congress ticket. In the following, I would like to give you a brief overview of the other areas of the LOPEC event platform that you can also access with the free digital pass. All visitors to LOPEC have access to the poster presentations, which I will talk about in a moment, as well as the forum where the open plenary will be available on demand as a highlight from Tuesday. And the forum also features product and company presentations from exhibitors, which visitors can access at any time. All visitors and presenters also have the option to creating their own profiles, which exhibitors can use to contact them at any time. And exhibitors present themselves on the event platform, of course, with a company profile, which will be explained later using the OEA as an example. So jumping in the area which is also accessible with the digital pass, the poster presentation for all Congress modules are available to the visitors in this area. And there's also a short video for most of the posters where the content is explained from the author, which can be accessed together with the posters even 6 weeks after LOPEC. So this is also an area which is open to the visitors with digital pass, and also, of course, for the visitors with the conference ticket. And in order to get in contact with the authors of the poster, as well as with the Congress speakers, we recommend to create and publish your attendee's profile. So each attendee will receive the access data for the event platform shortly before LOPEC, to set up their own account and also to answer the matching questions to achieve the best possible matching result with speakers and exhibitors. In this slide, you can see the steps 1, 2, 3, how you can create your own profile and how you can set your matching questions to achieve the best possible matching. And all attendees and presenters are visible with their profile on the event platform and can be contacted and exchange messages at any time during the 3 event days. So you now here see the featured presenters. So this is an example of Wolfgang in this time, and he can be contacted, or even I can set a favorite mark on his profile. And on the other side, you can see the attendee's profile with the company name and also the job title. And both of them can be contacted via the contact form and receive the messages in their Outlook and also in their own message center. We Now, sorry, as a participant, I can also, of course, create my own agenda I just mentioned, and I can set favorites with exhibitors and presenters, and also mark presentations, which I probably do not want to miss. So in the next step, of course, we also want to give all exhibitors a stage to present themselves within a virtual booth with product presentations, video, and of course, get in contact with attendees during the 3 event days. And Dr. Hecker will now present the exhibitor area based on the OEA booth and give you some insights into the look and feel of the company profile of OEA on the event platform. So the stage is yours, Wolfgang.
Yeah, thank you, Lena, and a warm welcome to everybody also from my side. Really looking forward to LOPEC in less than 2 weeks. We heard a lot about the conference and the platform as such. The conference is, of course, a key topic, as always, at LOPEC. Another important building block is the exhibition. So we want to show you a little bit how this online exhibition looks like. Of course, there's the exhibitor list with several sorting functions, and if you have an exhibitor you want to visit, you enter this virtual booth or this presence, this profile of the company. We do this here on the example of OEA as a kind of neutral exhibitor here, and we want to show you a little bit the different functions you have. So important part are these 4 orange blocks you see here. There will be videos by the companies on their products, on their equipment, on their applications, downloads of data sheets, of catalogs, of white papers from the companies. Then we have a button here for products and services, and there you have a stage with different products and services. In our case, of course, it's roadmap. It's about other working groups, things like that. You can scroll through these different stages here. And a very important point, of course, is how to get in contact with the exhibitor. You have on the left side these little symbols again, or you go page back and click the button contacts. And then you get the people listed here from that company with the classical contact details of phone and email. But if you select a person here, this little other larger window goes up, as we showed here for Daria Fearless. And in addition, you have here a chat function. You can go on this contact button and connect directly to the colleagues, exchange messages, and, for example, arrange a meeting here. So this, in a nutshell, how these virtual booths looks like, which functions you have. I'm really looking forward to meet you in less than 2 weeks. To drive with you together Printed Electronics Forward at LOPEC 2021 in online format this year, as we have to do it. But I'm really looking forward to meet you there. And with this, I would like to thank you and give the voice back to Wolfgang.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Klaus. And it's really exciting to see what all the dimensions of the information on one hand, but also the interaction, which is now have as chances be created at the LOPEC platform, has to be developed and now is usable. And that is what we want to ask you. First of all, about all the questions which you might have on this. Of course, we were not able to give you all information in all details. We tried to compromise to keep it short and just in a half an hour give you an overview. of course, the best thing is to try it out. And the best thing, first of all, is to start by registering as an attendee. And if not so, even registering still also as an exhibitor, because there's still opportunities to do that. And people which can help you on this are available here. This is their contacts. Simone Bingel on one hand. On the other hand, it's also if there is questions which you might have from the point of view of publication from the press, also here contacts are listed so that you can reach them via contact. I think it's a good time to interact, and we still have some few days to make this happen. And you should use these days to contact us, but also to register and be part of LOPEC 2021. So the last part of our short LOPEC talk today is now the question and answer part. And I've seen that there has been already some questions which were answered or which have been asked via the Q&A session. I think one of the first ones, and maybe Lena, you can comment on it, but for everyone, I think that was interesting. And it was asked at the time, it was not shown. The question is really, there is paid content. This is paid by the conference ticket, for instance, and there is this free content. What is the difference, and what can you approach? How? And this is actually things Lena should have given us an overview. And I think, of course, it's clear then finally when you are on the platform, but I think you've answered that also very nicely already. Or do you want to comment further? Yeah, I think that's the good slide.
No, you said everything. Thank you very much. I just showed the file which I already mentioned, because this is a really good overview of how areas are accessible with the conference ticket and which one with the digital pass.
I read another question, and I think that's easy to answer. I can do that immediately. There was a question, if I want to visit a booth, do I need to be registered as an attendee? Yes, you need to be registered as an attendee, but the registration is free. So you then can decide how to use these contacts also to get in touch with the exhibitors. But this registration is free, and so the exhibition is also free for everyone. I see another question. Maybe we can target that as well. It's actually to you, Lena. Have I missed the section about the matchmaking questions? I think you didn't show it in details, but can you give us more insight on these questions about matchmaking, or examples, and actually what is the value for customers and attendees?
Of course, sure. There will be matching questions within the attendee's profile. So as an attendee, so if you're a conference attendee or attendee with the digital pass, it doesn't matter. You have two matching questions. So one is, am I interested in a session of the conference? And I can tick the buttons or the sessions of the conference. And the second question is about the main product categories of the exhibitors. So if you ask the matching questions, you will get featured presenters and featured exhibitors on your attendee's profile. And you can jump in directly in the exhibitor profile or in the presenter's profile and get in contact with your matching.
Very good. Nice. If I have you already on the stage, let me ask you the question. What is the level of exhibitors right now? How many exhibitors will we have? What is your expectation, and what do we have reached already? So we are really, really happy to have already 63 exhibitors within LOPEC 2021. And they come from 12 countries. So we are really looking forward to have all them on our online event, and to see them virtually. Yes. There is another live question just coming up. It was about how do other attendees see, also do the attendees see each other's profiles?
Yes, they do. You have the opportunity to make it public or not. And if it's public, all attendees see who is attending LOPEC 2021 and can also get in contact with each other.
Okay. Good, very good. I don't see any further question. I think we are also getting close to the end of the time. Still, questions are of course allowed, and we'll try to answer them also later on. But what I want to do still is, yes, for attendees, you can even register in the next days. Exhibitors, they have now only a short time to register themselves. So the registration stops at March 11th, so that's tomorrow. So let's see how many we still can get, and you should be part of it, of course. So that's the reason why we've done this here, so that you get a first view on how it will look like. Register for the event or register as an exhibitor. I think hurry up, time is short. It's just 11 days before we have LOPEC 2021. Okay, with that, I would like to thank everyone who participated, especially also Elena showed us the event platform, and Fachetti giving us the introduction, and of course Klaus Hecker showing the exhibitor, and my chairs from the technical scientific chair, and even not present, Michael Corell and Yuka Haast. I think we have an exciting program. We have an exciting exhibition. It's worth to visit, worth to attend, and be part of it. Thank you, and see you soon at LOPEC 2021. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.